Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today I have decided to create a new playlist. If you haven't checked out my playlists before, most of them are centred around kind of my observations of various cities, vlogs of various cities. I think talky videos is one of them, so essentially where I sit down like this and speak to the camera. And I've decided to create a new playlist, if you guys want me to, and it's something you're interested in, called Storytime. And these will just be stories from my past, all ages, from child to adult. And these tales are just going to be kind of random stories or little memories that I had and that I think are funny, and I hope you guys will like them and we can all laugh about what a weird little child I was. But they won't just be tales from my childhood, oh no, they will be tales of my whole life, and I hope you enjoy them. So we begin with the story of the fake vomit. This memory randomly resurfaced to me today. I don't know why. There was no kind of correlation, there was no pattern, there was nothing similar from this story to what happened to me today. I've had a normal day. It just randomly popped into my head as memories do, and I thought that's funny, Hannah, you're a weird kid. Let's film that. People will hopefully enjoy your weird little stories. So let us begin. This tale begins long ago when I was just a mere youth. I was aged around 8, 9, which in England means I was in year 4. And I detested my teacher. Along with all of my classmates, we all hated her. It wasn't like when you're in secondary school and you don't like a teacher. Like, I hated my music teacher, and I will happily say that to her face if it ever comes about. Which means you only see that horrible teacher, like my music teacher, for 1, maybe 2 hours a week, and that's it. Whereas your primary school teacher, you will see 5 days a week, all day, from 9 till 3, and that's a lot of time to be spending with someone. She was a terrible kind of role model. Like, when kids are that young, you're supposed to be kind of teaching them how to be human adults instead of just teaching them maths, English, geography, science, blah blah blah. You're also teaching them how to be a fully functioning member of society, and she was not. She was horrible to all of us, and I detested going to school whilst in year 4. Imagine kind of like a Miss Trunchbull from Matilda, if you've seen that film or read the book by Roald Dahl. The head teacher who really shouldn't have worked with kids at all. That's her. That was her. Anyway, our tale begins on a Monday morning. If I remember rightly, it was the first day back at school after a break, so either a half term or a Christmas break or Easter or something. I have a feeling it was Christmas. It was the first day back in January after the Christmas holidays. I hadn't slept very well, as I knew I had to go to school the next day, and I really didn't want to. And this wasn't just your typical, I don't want to go to school, school's boring, blah. It was, I hated being there. I hated learning, when normally the rest of my school career had been fine, and was fine after that. I was fully dreading being taught by this woman again. Dreading it. And isn't that funny how one person can have such an effect on such a big thing? Like, if you have a horrible work colleague, it can ruin your career, your time at that job anyway, and having this one teacher ruined my whole year of being 8 and 9. It was awful. So I decided I couldn't face going to school that day. I wasn't going to go. I was going to try and take the day off and try and make my mum have me home from school with her. So I had to try and convince my mama that I was sick. But my mama is clever. There are 3 of us, me and my 2 younger brothers, so she knew the tricks of the trade. She knew when we were ill and when we weren't, so I had to be really quite sneaky about this. I had to be clever. The lie had to be a good one. I had no temperature, I had no sickness, I was fine in myself. So I decided that vomit, being sick, physical sick, was the best way. Now, I have a phobia, and have done since I was a child, I still have it now, of being sick, feeling sick, hearing people be sick, seeing sick, smelling sick. I'm just scared of sick, okay? I'm one of those people that when they hear people retching are then like, oh god, and I will throw up myself, and it's all gross. This is too much, too much. So as a result of that, the old fingers down the throat method where you can make yourself sick was never going to be an option for me. I couldn't do it. I was far too scared of the whole sick scenario. So I needed to get creative. I decided, whilst my mum was asleep, to create my own vomit. And I did this using homemade ingredients. I collected a bowl, I got some milk, I got some butter, I got some frozen vegetables including peas, carrots and sweet corn, popped them all together in the bowl, and put it into the microwave. Let the microwave go, melt all the butter into the milk so it went a good solid yellow colour. Once I had created the correct consistency, popped a little bit of flour in there, thicken it up a little bit, I then went to the bathroom and threw the contents into the toilet bowl, making sure it splashed up the sides a little bit, you know, to create the dramatic effect of throwing up. I then waited. My mum woke up, came downstairs, listened to my dramatic ailments, my perfect acting. She believed I was sick. She said, "Oh, okay, Hannah, you seem ill. You're pale. You're drawn out. You're just my poor little baby." And I said, "Mum, I've been sick. Come with me. Come with me. I can prove it." Which, looking back, is a bit of a weird thing to do. Like when you're sick now, you're just like, "Oh, I've just been sick." You're not like, "Come and look at my vomit." It's a pride thing, you know. Look how much there is. So she came and witnessed the vomit for herself. She came and saw, and she believed me. She genuinely did. She said, "Hannah, yep, you are sick. Oh God, that's bad. Let's flush that away now, you weird child. And you can stay off school for the day." So it worked. Until she saw a trail of evidence. I thought I had pulled off the perfect crime. I thought I had destroyed all evidence of my wrongdoing. I had cleaned up the bowl. I had put away all my ingredients exactly where they were before. So I thought nobody would ever know. The only thing that managed to catch me out was the microwave. Because I was so little, I don't know how small 9-year-olds are these days. I don't know how small I was, but I was small. And my microwave is on top of a cabinet. So I could barely reach it on tiptoes. As I pushed in my bowl, bits had spilled out, and I think I'd probably left it on in the microwave too long, and you know when liquids aren't covered they go. So there was stuff on the microwave that I couldn't see. I got my bowl down, put it on the counter, and it was only when my mum pointed out that not only was it inside the microwave, it had also spilt down the cabinet a little bit. It was only then she knew the fake vomit story was a lie. Damn it! I was so close. I was so close. She believed me. I would have had that day off school if I had managed to clean up my evidence, but I didn't see it. I was too small. I was too little. But I did not get in trouble for this. Mum actually found it quite funny and quite ingenious that I'd gone to these lengths to try and get off school. But it helped in a way, because she then realised how serious I was about this teacher and how upset it was making me and how little I wanted to go to school, how far I was going to go to not be taught by this woman anymore. So she had a word with some parents of my classmates, and they said their children agreed. They were also upset with this woman and weren't enjoying her teaching, and it wasn't very good. And one day, a happy ending, a little way into year 4, a few months down the line, this woman did not appear. We thought she was sick. Happened for 2-3 days, and we thought this is a long time. Normally teachers are only sick for maybe a day, 2 max, or if they're longer, you find out why. They say, "Miss blah 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 is going to be off for a little while," and you say, "Okay, I understand." We had no explanation for this. She was just gone, and she just left suddenly. To this day, I don't know whether she was fired or whether she left of her own accord, or whether there was some kind of deal or she got a new job. I still don't know. All I know is she left. So I had half the year of year 4 as normal. I got a new teacher. His name was Mr. Edmonds, and he was my first ever male teacher actually. I'd only had female teachers up until then. And he was lovely. He was a kind man to all the children. He was good with all of us. He encouraged us. He was a scientist, I think, his background, so he made science fun, and it was just wonderful. And I'm so glad that maybe the school stepped in, or whatever mystical force came to be, that this teacher was gone. So, I hope you enjoyed our first story time, and the moral of the story here is to clean up all your evidence. If you're being a little crap, a little bad little child or adult, make sure you clean up after yourself, otherwise you're going to get caught out. Thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video and would like more story time kind of videos. And also, have you ever done anything like that to get off school or work back in the day or now, depending how old you are? And I shall see you very soon for another video. Thank you for watching. Bye!